team, welcome to my channel. I think most of you will know me from my Instagram page, but if you're new here then thank you so much for watching. Now over on Instagram I get a lot of questions about health, fitness, nutrition and exercise advice, so I thought it would be a good idea to put some of my frequently asked questions into my first ever YouTube video, give you some tips and advice and hopefully you find it helpful. Question 1. How many days should you go between training the same muscle group to avoid overtraining? Okay, so this really depends on a few factors like your current fitness level, your training availability, your ability to recover, and what your goals are too. If you're just starting out, then I'd always recommend training to your minimum effective volume, because this ensures that you will see results, but you're still allowing yourself a little bit of room to progress. There is nothing worse than going too hard too soon and then having nowhere to go, because you'll more than likely burn out. But if you're more experienced and you train regularly, I just suggest avoiding retraining that muscle group until any serious soreness, or DOMS as we call it, has fully recovered. Now, when people talk about overtraining, what they're usually referring to is actually called overreaching. And this is muscle soreness that usually occurs when we don't allow for sufficient recovery between workouts, and commonly happens after around 2 to 3 days of consecutive hard training. Now, when this happens, this is your cue to stop and recover, because if you just continue to push past these early warning signs, then all you will do is break the body down even more and run the risk of more serious injuries. And this will have adverse effects and a more negative impact on your performance and ability to progress. Question number 2, what training split would you recommend for a 3-day-a-week bodybuilding plan? Okay, so PPL, push, pull and lower. I definitely feel this is the best split to get the most bang for your buck if you only have a few days a week to train. I always say push, pull and lower, because often when we use the term legs, the glutes and lower back can often be neglected. So yeah, PPL. Question number 3, will taking creatine bulk me up? Okay, so firstly, if you're considering taking creatine, then you need to understand what it is and how the body uses it. And I actually did a post on the ReActive Coaching Instagram page explaining this, so I'm going to link it below for you. But in short, no, it won't bulk you up. Some people that say they feel a bit more watery when they take creatine, but it's important to understand that any water retained from taking creatine is intramuscular. So creatine is used to help increase muscular endurance and power, which over time can help to build muscle. The supplement alone will not cause any muscle growth or bulking though. Question number 4, if you could only do one lift for the rest of your life, what would it be? Oh man, that is tough. It would have to be a really functional compound lift. So I'd probably say squat, but I'd really miss bent over rows if that were the case. Question number 5, do you measure yourself? Do I measure myself? Well, I have done in the past, and in some cases I do recommend this to clients, but generally no. If I do, it's probably to check a size guide online. I do occasionally weigh myself, but I tend to just go by how I look, how I feel, and how my clothes fit, to be honest. So no, I don't really measure myself, like with a tape measure, no. Question number 6, what are the best exercises for weight loss? So anything that you enjoy and will stick to. Consistency is far more important than any one particular exercise. So for me, the key to weight loss is just managing your calorie intake and your activity levels, and I think you'll see far better results from proper nutrition and increasing your NEAT level, so that's your non-exercise activity thermogenesis, than you would on relying solely on any planned exercise or particular movements anyway. Question number 7, at what point would you add supplements to a nutrition plan? So only registered dietitians should actually give you a nutrition plan, just to clear that up. But I always recommend hitting your calorie and macro targets as closely as possible with food alone before anything else. Supplements can be unnecessary and quite expensive. However, they definitely have their place. So if I had a client who was consistently missing their protein target or didn't really like breakfast, for example, and it meant they were under their calorie goal every day, then I'd absolutely recommend introducing an easy to drink protein shake just to top this up. Now, with regards to creatine, it is the most widely researched supplement we have. And if I had clients whose sport required their energy systems to be more efficient, particularly in power sports or any sports that require short, sharp bursts of energy, then yes, I would suggest the inclusion of creatine in the diet. I personally do supplement and I use a product called NGX. It's completely tailored to my needs, and they also do a power pack which contains creatine, and I take this after a particularly tough session. Question number 8, can you build muscle and lose fat at the same time? Yes, you can. This is called body recomposition, but you do need to understand that it will take you a lot longer. And I personally recommend trying to lose some body fat first and then focusing on some hypertrophy. Question number 9, is it really better to eat brown rice than white rice? No single food is inherently good, bad, better or worse than another type of food. So it really depends on what you like and what your goals are or what your training plan looks like. If you don't like brown rice, don't eat it. Simple. But if you do, then I'd say brown rice will be better when eaten at least 4 hours before a training session for a nice slow release of energy. A meal containing white rice is better for after training because you'll need to refuel the muscles with glycogen quickly. And the carbohydrates from white rice are more easily digested and absorbed by the body. If weight loss is your goal, then I'd probably suggest just sticking to white rice because it actually contains less calories than brown. Question number 10, as a beginner, how do I get into lifting weights? Well, if you're completely new to resistance training, I would absolutely recommend hiring a reputable personal trainer. That way you'll be able to hit the weight section in the gym knowing that you are with a skilled and knowledgeable coach who can then teach you the correct lifting techniques, which is so important when you're first starting out. And I think the free weights area in a gym can seem a little scary if you've never used it before. But going in, learning with a PT first will give you the confidence to head in there alone. And trust me, once you have got into the weight section and you realise it's not scary at all and how great it is, you'll never look back. So hiring a PT first will definitely give you the confidence to do that. So there we have it, 10 of my most frequently asked questions over on Instagram. If you have more questions, please pop them in the comments below or head over to my Instagram and drop me a message. I'd love to hear from you.